right, family. Shout out everybody tuning into the YouTube. Drop what city you guys are all tuning in from. We're just clocking out literally out of a workout right now. We're in the parking lot of the gym, so we're going to just be strumming real quick. Wanted to talk about a couple of things. We'll be here quick, in and out, straight to the point. Make sure you guys got your notebooks out. Make sure you guys have your pens ready, because understand, note takers are money makers. I mean, what's helped me get to the level of success in which I've reached is simply remaining a student, right? Always staying in phase one. And so what I wanted to touch upon today was how to get paid off of having bad credit. So a lot of people think, yo, because I got quote unquote bad credit, I'm in a predicament, you know, and there's actually a lot of money that I owe on my end because, you know, I got these delinquent or derogatory accounts on my consumer report, right? That's what a lot of you guys, you know, have the conception of. But I'm here to inform you guys and educate you guys that if you guys have anything that's negative on your guys' consumer report, understand the FCRA, we got to understand the basics, permissible purpose within the FCRA. This is the first thing in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Right? They must receive permission from you, the consumer, written consent from you, the consumer. If you do not write to them and consent for them to furnish your information, they are in violation of the FCRA. Furthermore, you know, in Truth in Lending's congressional findings, we talk about the misuse of one's credit. So, you know, right away, they're already letting us know that our credit is being misused. Right, so with that being said, we can go out and get the remedy. So we do got to understand that per each violation, so there's per each subchapter as well, specifically speaking on the big three, the FCRA, FDCPA, and Truth in Lending, specifically speaking on those three, there is a code that does, for each one of them, for each one of these subchapters have a code holding these corporations civilly liable for them infringing on your rights. And for that, you guys can get up to $1,000 per each violation within whatever subchapter it is. So for instance, in the FCRA, it is $1,000. A lot of times people talk about, you guys can get $1,000 per inquiry. What they're referring to when they're talking about that is they're referring to 15 USC 1681N, which is holding them civilly liable within the FCRA. A lot of times people use the FCRA to get inquiries removed. To get inquiries removed, all you guys got to simply do is send that FTC report, create the FTC report, include all of the inquiries. If there's too much for the accounts, include them in the description. Make sure to write down the dates for each inquiry and state how you never gave permissible purpose for those accounts being furnished. All right, so that's first things first, family. That's just within the FCRA, 15 USC 1681N, right? A lot of people are familiar with that one. Now, a lot of people are not familiar with the fact that not only, you know, per each violation it is at $1,000, but within Truth in Lending, right, it's double the finance charge. So I want you all, and for those that have been here for some time, that have been tuned in, yeah, I can see the comments. I'll check that out right here after I'm done speaking upon what I'm touching upon. But for those that have been here, you guys are aware of the importance of the definition of a finance charge, right? And how the finance charge is the sum of all charges, right? That's the sum. That means there should be nothing more or nothing less than what the finance charge is. We can find the finance charge in the Truth in Lending disclosure, right? With that being said, family, once we find the finance charge, you know, we'll understand that there's many violations, you know, outside of, you know, there's many violations because the finance charge is all that should be paid, and that is crediting these corporations, and that is needed to be credited to receive the line of credit in which you guys are going out and, you know, acquiring, whether that be that auto loan, right? There's a finance charge attached to that auto loan, right? Get familiar with the finance charge and how the moment that your guys' credit card is ran, right? We got to get familiar with the definition of a credit card, right? I've heavily stressed last year in 2023 the importance of mastering these definitions, of mastering the basics, the foundation, the congressional findings, the definition section of these subchapters, right? Mastering them solo. So if you had paid for a consultation, go ahead and text me right now and we can go ahead and get that call today. So we'll go ahead and get that solo for you today. My assistants haven't informed me upon any one-on-one, but if you say that you have, reach out text the number right now, the 305 number 575-2843, and then we'll get to you ASAP. So, you know, but what I do want you guys to understand is that per ease violation in the truth in lending subchapter, it's actually double the finance charge. So once we do get familiar with the finance charge, you guys can see that, you know, a lot of times it is tens of thousands of dollars. You know, per each violation in truth in lending, you guys can get up to double the finance charge. So when we talk about an inaccurate account being reported on our consumer report, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, you know, that these corporations are already being held liable for, and that we can hit them with. So what does that tell you guys? That tells you guys that we gotta find all of the violations. When you guys are going out and communicating with them, what I like to do right away is an affidavit of truth. Within my affidavit of truth, I'm writing down all the violations, all of the findings, you know, of how they've infringed on my rights within truth in lending, the FCRA, FDCPA, etc. I'm writing them all down within my affidavit of truth. I'm also drafting up an invoice and sending them the invoice. I'm also getting familiar with the agreement, because within the agreement it's going to tell me everything I need to do to file a claim. If there's anything I'm in disagreement with, read the arbitration agreement and the arbitration clause and provision. I can't stress this enough, and because within there is the remedy. Within there are going to be the steps that we need to take. Within there is going to be when these corporations understand that, okay, you're not one to play with, so we're going to give you what it is that you're seeking. We're going to look to settle with you guys now. We're going to give you guys things, and we're going to hope that you guys, you know, settle with what we're looking to offer to you guys. Damn, that's tough. I just seen a Tesla Cybertruck. That was my first time seeing one. That shit go crazy. The things you see out in North Scottsdale, crazy. Money out here is just different. The energy out here is just different, man. I see a Bentley truck to the right. You know, you see it all, man. We got a Benz, you know, an S-Class in front of us. Seeing a Cybertruck just pull out, like crazy money surrounding us. We got the Tesla building right there. You know, the whole nine. We got a whole nine, but you know. So with that being said, man, we gotta read the agreements. We gotta go through and read them. We gotta get familiar with each subchapter and where they're talking about civil liability. I do recommend invoicing them, just like they're invoicing you guys, you know, every single month. Invoice them every single month. If we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, a lot of you guys don't even make tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars every single month, right? So take an hour, 30 minutes out of your day, 15 minutes out of your day to draft up a letter. Use ChatGPT to help you draft up a pre-arbitration letter. Use ChatGPT to help you draft up, before you draft up the pre-arbitration, a notice of dispute. So before anything, you put them on notice of their inaccuracies. Once you put them on notice, then we'll take them through pre-arbitration, using their arbitration agreement against them, sending in an invoice, also mentioning all of the violations. When I send in the notice of dispute before the pre-arbitration, I like to also send in the affidavit of truth. All right, so I'm gonna restart. All right, so I'm gonna send in the affidavit of truth with the notice of dispute. All right, listing out all the inaccuracies, you know, the misuse of my credit, the deceptiveness, the misuse of my credit once again, etc. Right? So I'm mentioning the things that are stated within congressional findings. We on a tour with it, man. We on a tour with it. Yeah. We on a tour with it. And so, after those, notice of dispute, affidavit of truth. After that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to send in the pre-arbitration with the agreement. You guys can find the pre-arbitration agreement through ADR.org if you don't already have that on hand. If it is a credit card, the CFPB does have a credit card database where you guys can just find that, because, you know, like I say all the time, 98% of them are default, you know, agreements as a whole. You know, very generic, you know, very basic, changing the name, that's really it. So all of them, you know, are on the CFPB database as well too. Look up CFPB credit card database, etc. You guys will find that if you don't have the credit card agreement with them. So if it's charge off, etc., do those exact steps. You guys will find, you know, a lot of success within my teachings and what I'm talking about. In the notice of dispute, you know, mention 15 U.S.C. 1681N if you're using the FCRA and talking about inaccuracies. If you're talking about a misuse of one's credit, use 1611 and holding them criminally liable for any violation within that subchapter. We got a little special guest. Somebody wanted to say a little something to the YouTube, man. Say something to the mob. Talk to the mob, man.
Yo, Mom. What's going on, my dudes?
No, the mob. He said, what up, my dukes? The mob. This the mob. The CreditGotti.
What's up, Ma? I already know it. Oh, shit.
Yeah. My little group.
What's going on, Ma? Yo, tell my boy Tonio, man. Stay tuned, you know what I'm saying?
All that, yeah.
All that.
Yeah, all that. Special little appearance, bro. Wanted to tune in real quick to the tube. But shit, we just getting done with a workout. Yeah. But we just getting done with a workout and stuff, so. Shit, we just vibing, man, so. Let's see what the comments are talking about. And then we're gonna head up on out here. We're also running low on battery on my phone, so like I said, this live is gonna be quick. Do those steps and I promise y'all gonna get the bag. If I lose the letter and it falls, you know, I mentioned a couple steps. I didn't say do this, do this, do this, do this, do. Nah, do what I said, y'all gonna get the bag, straight up. But if I lose the letter and it falls off my credit report, how do I have proof of it? Just restart the whole process with what I just mentioned, Devontae. Notice of dispute, put them on notice. Solo, you paid for that 30 minutes. If you paid for it, my brother, reach out to me today, right after this live, and I'll get right back to you. Say, my man, I need a one-on-one. If you need a one-on-one DJ, just text 305-575-2843. Reach out to me or my team will, you know, get back to you. We'll send over that invoice, and then from the invoice, we'll go ahead and schedule out a time and a day for that consultation for 30 minutes. All right, it's $100 for 30 minutes if you guys are looking for a one-on-one. Say less. I spoke to you after listening to this. Okay, Kel spoke to you. Yeah, so that's my assistant. So, you know, I'll reach out to you right now, my brother, and well, just text me right after this, and then I'll reach right back out to you, and we'll figure out a time today to go ahead and get on that live. My phone is running low, family, so I didn't want to just come on here really quick and help you guys with anything that is needed. But we are out of here, family. I'm about to hit the crib, go rest up, and attack the day. So I'll see y'all later on tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time, every single Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna be streaming this one, so I'll see y'all there. Peace and love. We out.